Get ready to release all the negative energy stored in your vibrational field. In just a few minutes of direct contact with the living ground, your nervous system begins to reset its natural rhythm, moving out of the electrical overload you've been carrying without even realizing it. There is a forgotten planetary frequency pulsing beneath your feet right now that your body needs in order to function in harmony. You've lost that circuit, and it comes with a measurable cost. This disconnection explains the chronic fatigue that doesn't go away with rest, the persistent insomnia, and the inner restlessness that keeps you from relaxing even when there's no clear source of stress. Anyone who doesn't reconnect this circuit keeps vibrating in chronic overload, wasting vital energy every single day without knowing why. If you leave this video now, you'll keep carrying this invisible weight that could be released today. The full explanation of how your body lost this connection and how to restore it is coming up. Your body is a living circuit, both a receiver and transmitter of electromagnetic frequencies. But something happened. You started living cut off from the Earth's field by layers of rubber, plastic, and asphalt. This isn't just symbolic, it's electrical. Conscious grounding is the ritual of bioelectrical reconnection that dissolves built-up static overload and allows your vagus nerve to switch back to the parasympathetic mode, bringing your body into a state of creative rest. In the temples of ancient Egypt, the floors were made of natural stone, not for aesthetics, but because of empirical knowledge. Initiates had to stay in vibrational coherence during rituals to access expanded states of awareness. The conductive floor kept the body grounded to the planetary field, preventing consciousness from drifting. They knew physical grounding wasn't optional, it was the foundation for any true awakening. In Hermetic traditions, the foot was seen as the lower seal of presence, the anchoring point between individual consciousness and the collective planetary field. Losing contact with the ground meant losing that vibrational reference point, leaving the body floating in unregulated frequencies. This teaching wasn't philosophical, it was functional. Without an electrical root in the ground, there is no center in the body. Disconnection creates a silent internal collapse. Bioelectricity studies, led by Robert O. Becker, revealed that each cell maintains a difference in electrical potential that is vital for its functions. When the body loses contact with the Earth's negative field, it accumulates free electrons without discharging them, which leads to silent inflammation. NASA discovered the Schumann resonance, a natural Earth frequency of 7.83 Hz, which perfectly matches the brain's alpha waves. Your nervous system evolved in sync with this rhythm over millions of years. Once restored, this forgotten circuit between the ground and your nervous system allows your breathing to deepen naturally and your mind to quiet without effort. What you're about to learn is not a relaxation technique. It's an electrical restoration protocol, 3 sequential phases that reactivate the forgotten bioelectrical circuit between your body and the Earth's field. Each phase works on a different layer of the nervous system, allowing chronic dysregulation to dissolve in a gradual and measurable way. The first phase reconnects your feet to the ground. The second synchronizes your heart and breath. The third stabilizes your entire field through contact with living trees. Each phase builds on the previous one. Do not skip steps. Your body needs to relearn this circuit in the correct order, from the base upward, from the roots to the crown. When you're done, the inner vibration that used to swing in chaos will be grounded in a coherent frequency. This is not a vague promise. It's a traceable physiological response. Let's start where it all got lost, the direct contact of your feet with the living ground. The first phase is to walk barefoot on damp ground, grass wet with dew, beach sand, packed earth after the rain. Not just any surface. It has to be living, organic, and conductive soil. Water enhances electrical conductivity, turning the ground into a natural amplifier for the bioelectrical discharge your body needs to release. When you take off your shoes and step onto the wet grass, proprioceptive receptors that have been dormant for years begin to awaken. They send signals to the brain. There's something solid beneath us. We can let the alert go. Walk slowly. Don't run. Don't rush. Bring full attention to the center of each foot, the exact point where the arch meets the ground. Breathe through your nose as you walk, keeping a natural rhythm. Imagine invisible roots extending from each heel, reaching down through layers of earth until they anchor deep into the core of the planetary field. Don't force the visualization. Simply invite the image and let the body respond. Within a few minutes, you begin to feel it, weight in your feet, warmth in your soles, real grounding where there was once only floating tension. This is the moment the bioelectrical discharge begins. Studies conducted by Clinton Ober showed that simply placing your bare feet on the ground reduces blood viscosity and inflammation markers within minutes. This is not a placebo effect. It is the transfer of free electrons from the Earth's negative field into a positively charged body. The silent inflammation you've been carrying without even naming it begins to dissolve, because the excess electrical charge finally has somewhere to go. Your body knows this feeling. It's not new, it's ancestral memory being reawakened. For millions of years, your ancestors walked barefoot on the earth. The nervous system was shaped to function in direct contact with this field. When you return to this posture, you are not trying a technique. You are returning to your original state of function. The internal agitation that felt like a permanent condition begins to ease, because the body finally remembers. There is ground, there is support. I don't have to hold everything on my own. When you feel your feet are firmly connected, usually after 5 to 10 minutes of slow walking, stop. Stand still, barefoot on the ground. Now comes the second phase, heart coherence through rhythmic breathing. Place one hand over your heart. Feel the heartbeat under your palm. Begin breathing in 5-second cycles. Inhale slowly through your nose as you count to 5. Exhale through your mouth with the same timing. Don't force depth, just follow the rhythm. This specific breathing pattern, 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out, works like a biological metronome. It synchronizes your heart and lungs, reorganizing internal electrical chaos into a coherent frequency. Heart rate variability studies show that this rhythm activates the ventral branch of the vagus nerve, the neural pathway that signals safety to the brain. When the brain receives that signal, it turns off the chronic alert mode and allows the body to shift into creative rest. This is the moment something shifts. You'll notice your breath begins to deepen on its own, without conscious effort. The solar plexus, once tight, opens up. Your shoulders drop. Your jaw loosens. This is not forced relaxation. It's the nervous system's automatic response to realizing it's safe. The dorsal vagus nerve, which had shut down under overload, returns to its ventral state. The body comes out of collapse and into presence. The mind stops spinning in reactive loops. Keep breathing in this rhythm for at least 3 minutes. Don't obsess over the time. Just allow your body to enter the flow. The breath acts as a gateway. Each cycle dissolves another layer of accumulated tension. You're not trying to relax. You're allowing your nervous system to return to its natural state of coherence. When the rhythm is steady and you feel your heartbeat in sync with your breath, slowly open your eyes. Your field of vision will be clearer. That's not your imagination. It's a physiological sign that internal regulation has been restored. Now comes the third phase, the most powerful one. Choose a sturdy tree, preferably with a thick trunk and visible roots emerging from the ground. Not just any tree. Choose one that feels deeply rooted, solid, unmoving. Approach it without hurry. Stand in front of the trunk. Take a few breaths while looking at the bark. Then, with reverence, embrace the tree. Place both palms on the trunk, or wrap your arms around it if you prefer, either at the height of your heart or your solar plexus. Close your eyes. Just rest there, as if hugging someone who will not let you go. Trees are not just symbols. They are living antennas, vertical conductors between the sky and the ground. Their roots reach into the Earth's electrical field, absorbing frequencies from the planet's core. Their canopy interacts with atmospheric and solar fields. The sap flowing through the trunk functions as a bioelectrical conductor, creating a measurable difference in potential between the roots and the branches. Scientists have documented these currents using sensitive voltmeters. The tree is alive, and it is operating within the very circuit you've been disconnected from. Shamanic traditions from different continents have always treated trees as bridges between worlds, not out of romantic animism, but from direct observation. The tree literally connects what is below with what is above. When you hug the trunk with presence, you enter that circuit. This is not the transfer of abstract energy. It is a synchronization of fields. Your body, charged with vibrational excess, finds a more stable, grounded, coherent frequency. The tree absorbs what is too much and, in return, offers the rhythm of the earth. Bring your attention to the contact points between your palms and the bark. Feel the temperature of the wood, the rough or smooth texture, the solid presence. Breathe slowly, allowing your body to adjust its frequency to that of the tree. Don't try to force anything. Just rest there, as if leaning on something that will not give way. Within a few minutes, you'll notice your breath deepens even more. The tension in your shoulders, tension you didn't even know you were carrying, begins to melt away. Reactive thoughts fade. The solar plexus fully decompresses. Recent studies on heart rate variability have confirmed this. Physical contact with trees increases heart coherence, the pattern in which heart, breath, and nervous system move in harmonic sync. This is not a suggestion. It is a measurable response. The tree acts as a natural electrical stabilizer, absorbing fluctuations and redistributing charge. Your body, recognizing an external coherent frequency, finally allows internal hypervigilance to dissolve. The jaw relaxes without effort. The tension in the jawbone releases. Your whole body enters a state of deep restoration. Stay in contact with the tree for at least 3 minutes. More, if possible. There's no rush. This is the moment the circuit completes. Feet on the ground, hands on the tree. Steady breath. You are anchored between sky and earth, exactly as the body was designed to function. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes. Gently move your hands away from the trunk. Observe. Your visual field is clearer. The sounds around you are sharper. This is not a distorted perception. It is a sign that your body has returned to its original circuit. The vibration that once swung in chaos is now stabilized at the center. You didn't heal by touching the earth. You reconnected with the frequency you were never meant to leave, and your body knows it. In the coming days, repeat this protocol whenever you feel the overload returning. Over time, the reconnection becomes automatic. The nervous system learns to reach for the ground when it starts to go off balance, and you stop floating in foreign frequencies, finally inhabiting the field that has always been yours. Russell woke up every morning with his body already on high alert. A 49-year-old freelance photographer, used to working alone, but his nervous system was stuck in battle mode. He slept 8 hours and still woke up exhausted. It wasn't physical tiredness. It was as if something inside him never shut off. His solar plexus stayed tight, even when there was no threat. His shoulders tensed up on their own. His jaw clenched during sleep. He functioned, but he didn't really live in his own body. The shift started by chance. During an outdoor photo shoot, he stopped to adjust the tripod and noticed he was standing on damp grass. He had taken off his sneakers to keep from slipping in the mud. While setting up his gear, something strange happened. His breathing deepened on its own. For the first time in months, he could feel his feet, really feel them, as if he had remembered that there was ground beneath him. That night, he slept through without waking up in a panic. In the days that followed, Russell began repeating the gesture intentionally. He'd wake up, go outside barefoot, and walk on the wet grass for 10 minutes before starting his day. Within 2 weeks, the chronic tension in his shoulders, which he'd carried for years, began to dissolve. Decisions at work flowed more naturally. He stopped procrastinating on projects. His stubborn insomnia eased. It wasn't a mental insight. It was his body remembering how to function in contact with the ground. 3 months later, Russell no longer recognized his own internal state. The constant agitation he used to call background anxiety had disappeared. He wasn't cured of anxiety. He was simply operating at a different frequency. His body had returned to its original circuit. Whenever he noticed the overload creeping back in, he knew exactly what to do. Take off his shoes and touch the earth. Just like that. His nervous system had learned to use the ground as a reference for safety, and his entire life changed from that point of anchoring. Russell's story is not an exception. It shows something your body already knows. There is a way back, and that path begins at your feet. But recognizing it isn't enough. It has to be sealed. What changed in him now marks something in you. Place one hand on your chest and the other on your abdomen. Take 3 deep breaths, feeling the air drop all the way down to your belly. That is the marker. When the breath flows downward, the circuit is active. When it stays trapped in your chest, you've lost your center. Whenever you feel the agitation creeping back in, place your feet on the ground, literally. Press your heels into the floor, even if you're wearing shoes. Say to yourself, slowly and clearly, I am grounded. Breathe in as you count to 5. This is your return point. It's not an empty affirmation. It's a somatic command that reactivates the circuit. Your body responds because it recognizes the instruction. Repeat as often as needed. With time, the reconnection becomes automatic, and you stop drifting. You begin to inhabit the field that has always held you. You don't need to force yourself to vibrate higher. You simply need to touch the earth and let your body remember where it comes from. This is the code you've just received. Reconnection doesn't come from complex techniques, but from the simplest and most forgotten gesture of human existence, stepping barefoot onto living ground. The overload you've been carrying wasn't a personal failure. It was the consequence of living disconnected from the only field that regulates your internal frequency. And that disconnection ends now. When you return to the ground, you're not just relieving symptoms. You're restoring the original circuit your body was designed to operate within. The chronic restlessness, the unexplained fatigue, the stubborn insomnia, these were all signs of a body running out of sync. By reconnecting your feet to the earth and your hands to the trees, you didn't learn a practice. You reclaimed your center, and that center changes everything. Decisions flow, presence settles in, vibration stabilizes effortlessly. The philosopher Simone Weil once wrote, "To be rooted is perhaps the most important and least recognized need of the human soul." She wasn't talking about social belonging. She was speaking of physical anchoring of a body that touches the ground and recognizes, "There is something here that holds me." When you lose that root, the soul floats, and floating leads to collapse. Grounding is not self-care. It is ontological restoration. It is returning to what you've always been, a living body touching a living planet. God did not create the human body to float, isolated over plastic and asphalt. It was made to touch creation directly, to feel the earth's pulse beneath the feet, and recognize in it the same frequency that lives in the heart. The temple is not just the body, it is the body in contact with sacred ground. When you reconnect with the earth's field, you're not just taking care of yourself. You are honoring the original design, and there is power in this quiet obedience to what has always been true. If you left this video feeling different from how you arrived, it wasn't by accident, it was recognition. Something in you remembered. And now, there's no unknowing it. Beneath your feet pulses the frequency that can bring you back every time you lose your way. You are no longer adrift. You are grounded. And as long as there is ground, there will be center. And as long as there is center, there will always be a way back to who you truly are. Not the overloaded version trying to carry it all alone, but the rooted being who no longer needs to bear the weight of the world, because it finally remembered the earth never let go of you. If this video resonated with you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any transformational content. If you wish to support the Transcend mission and help bring this wisdom to more people who need to reconnect their bodies to sacred ground, consider becoming a member of the channel. Your support keeps this flame of ancestral knowledge alive. I want to hear from you. How do you feel grounding in your body? Write in the comments. Contact with the earth reprograms my vibrational field and clears my negative energy. This affirmation seals your presence on the path of true reconnection. Share this video with someone who needs to remember that there is ground beneath their feet. And don't stop here. Click on the screen and dive into another portal of deep wisdom from the channel. Each reconnection brings you closer to the center you were born to inhabit. And remember, the body never forgets the earth's frequency. It just needs to be reminded to touch the ground again.